Well, looks like Mancera has done it again. Find out what right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. And like I said, looks like Mancera has done it again. And what am I talking about exactly? It looks like Mancera has created another banger. Though this fragrance came out in 2022, I just picked it up because it came back in stock and Mancera had their deal going on. I think it was like 20% off or something like that. So I pretty much just jumped on that deal as soon as I could before it went back out of stock. I'm not sure if it is or not. You can check that out. I will leave a link in the description if I can't find the fragrance. But that said, the fragrance that I'm talking about, as you all are aware from the thumbnail, is French Riviera. Now I must say that this fragrance is definitely a summer fragrance through and through. If you're looking for something along the lines of Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Eau Intense, this, in my opinion, is going to take that and throw it right out the window, because it does have some similarities to it, I will say that, but it also has some floral notes in here. I've been to Barbados, right? I've been to Barbados, a tropical island, and this is something that I can see wearing on a vacation like Barbados. And again, in my last video, I talked about how we went to Florida about a month ago, and this is a fragrance that I definitely would have worn to the beach or just all throughout the entirety of the trip. This fragrance has surprised me over and over each time that I wore this fragrance. All right, I get compliments. I'm not going to say left and right, but I've had a fair amount of compliments from the short time that I've worn this up until now. I mean, this is a pleasant fragrance. I mean, it's not overwhelming. It's light, it's fresh, it's floral, it's salty. It has a nice mineral accord to it. I mean, honestly, like, again, I've had this fragrance for maybe about a month. I don't know if you can see the juice levels, but this is how much of a dent I've put in this fragrance already. And that being said, I'm glad that I picked up the 120 mil. As you can see, it has a nice blue gradient coloration of the bottle. Has a nice Mancera logo on top of the cap, which the cap is magnetic. There we go. And it also has that nice pressurized atomizer that Mancera has been making a name for themselves with. So let's go ahead and test that out. Again, floral, just fruity from the citrusy notes up top. It's not going to fill a room. It's definitely going to create a nice scent bubble though, okay? I wore this whenever my buddies and I pretty much planned a get together with my buddy who just had a baby girl, and we went to a cigar bar and lounge, and we were sitting out on the patio outside on the sidewalk that they have, or not the patio, but the tables that they have set up. They have a nice little roped off section that they have set up on the sidewalk with some tables and chairs, and we sat out there, and it was the nicest evening. So much so that we all kept but mentioning how much of a nice evening it was. It wasn't hot, it was nice and breezy, and it was during that time when the sun's kind of setting, when the sky is kind of like orange and pink and purples and all that stuff. That's when we were sitting outside just enjoying some cocktails with some cigars. And this is what I was wearing. And my friend who we were celebrating having a new baby girl, he's like, man, I don't know what you're wearing, but it smells really good, because he caught a whiff of it when that summer breeze came rolling through. This is another fragrance that I wish I would have had when I made that summer breeze video, because this is definitely the embodiment of summer breeze. Like, you get a nice whiff whenever that summer breeze just comes rolling in, and people just have to compliment because it smells good. The other day when I was wearing this, I got on an elevator with an elderly woman, and she's just like, you smell really good. And I was like, thank you, I appreciate that. She's like, I always used to like my husband smelling good. I used to make sure that he had several fragrances and whatnot. I was like, I have a little bit of a collection myself. She's like, I can tell you smell like you know what you're doing. And I say that all the time. There's fragrances that convey the sense that you know what you're doing when it comes to picking out and wearing different fragrances. And this is a great fragrance for the summertime, I promise you. If you're a fan of Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense, you will love this fragrance. fragrance. Again, it's not a room filler, but it does create a nice scent trail and a nice bubble around you. So when you're sitting close to people, or you walk past someone, or if they're walking behind you, they're going to pick up the lovely sea saltiness of this fragrance, the floral notes, and everything that this fragrance encompasses whenever you have this on. It's a great fragrance, guys. I'm telling you. Honestly, I think this has become one of my favorite Mancera fragrances, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the accords of this fragrance, then we can get into the notes. So starting off, we got the citrus, marine, aromatic, salty accords up top. In the mids, we got the woody, sweet, white floral, and in the base, we have the musky, warm, spicy, powdery accords, okay? I'm going to read the description for this fragrance. French Riviera by Mancera. It's hard for me to say that word. It's a fragrance for women and men. This is a new fragrance. French Riviera was launched in 2022. The notes behind this fragrance is Pierre Montal. Top notes are orange, lemon, tangerine, ginger, and pepper. Middle notes are sea salt, tiara flower, pine tree, vetiver, and mimosa. So that's awesome. Base notes are sea salt, white musk, and amber. So you're going to get some warm notes in here from the amber. You got some muskiness that comes from the white musk in here. Some floral notes, which is coming from the tiara flower. And also you got the orange, the lemon, the tangerine, that's going to give it that citrus note, as well as the ginger and the pepper, which I think is also going to contribute to the spiciness that you get from this fragrance. And honestly, this is an extremely light fragrance with all those notes going on. As far as the performance, again, I would say this is not a room filler, okay? But it's definitely going to get you noticed whenever you walk past people. And as far as the longevity, depending on how much you spray, I would say it's in the 7-hour range, maybe in the 8-hour range, depending on how much you spray. But honestly, it's not overwhelming, it's not cloying, it's not going to choke anybody out should you decide to overspray this fragrance, right? I think that this is a great buy. It's still plenty of time left for the summertime. We got August and we got the September month, which is still fairly warm. And yeah, I think that's plenty of time to, maybe want to pick this fragrance up. And again, if you're looking for something in the realm of light blue, intense, this will scratch that itch and more, okay? This will actually give you a massage rather than scratching that itch, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is a great fragrance to just chill out on the hot summer days, run errands, be on the beach, you name it. Like, this is a great casual fragrance, man. Again, like I said, Mancera has done it again. From the house of Mancera, that's French Riviera. I just sprayed that one spray and kind of is filling up the room. I mean, it's at least lingering around in this little area right here, right now, and honestly, I can't say enough about this fragrance. I really do think it's a great buy, and I'm not just saying that. You can check it out yourself. You can grab a sample and just let me know what you think in the comments after you've grabbed yourself a sample or picked up an actual bottle, because again, I will leave a link in the description, okay? So let me know if y'all have tried this fragrance in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it, if you think it's comparable to light blue intense, or if it's any other fragrances that you feel it's comparable to, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one, all right? Peace.